Is too.
Hustling, I can't stop hustling, thugging, yes, I'm too. It's just too good, man.
Back in the Game mixtape, man. One of my favorite songs on here, I think it's rather than number 3, which is the first freestyle number 1. Can't Stop. I like Can't Stop, man. Can you go into like what you were thinking when you made Can't Stop? Because it's a good track, man. I really like that shit.
Much love, much love, much love. Actually, yeah, and that was just, man, it's just a combination of everything that went down, you know, and getting out, and really, man, it's just, I actually had it to a different beat when I originally came up with it, when I really wrote to it, and I ended up coming up with this beat later, but it ended up mixing better, I think, with that. But yeah, man, it's just, man, you know, being always like in the situation where you want to get out of, you don't want to hustle, you know, but man, you gotta do what you gotta do, you know.
You got kids to feed.
Yeah, exactly, you know.
Yeah, pressure gets to you and shit.
Can't stop.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Now, that song that you got with Wojak and Knucklehead Banger. Yeah. That's another one I like.
Standing Ovation, produced by Baldy Low.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's a banger by Baldy Low, man. And that was actually that was the first joint that I did when I first got out, and I was actually still living in a halfway house at down in Tacoma and J Street, and got away for like a couple of hours, and we had the house actually when I first got out. We had a house for the record label, All Purpose Productions, and we had everything set up in there. So on my home visits, I was actually going home, but I'm actually working because I'm in the studio. So that was actually the first home visit that I had when I got out, and it was me, Baldy, Wojak, Knucklehead Banger. I mean, you get all that people at the crib at one time, man. You can come up with
I'm gonna hit y'all off with some freestyles, some exclusive joints, some hill beat mixes.
Freestyle skills, because he's got a couple freestyles on this mixtape, and they're pretty good, man. You know, you're pretty sharp with it.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Real sharp with it, man. A lot of motherfuckers can't do that shit, so I can't do that shit sometimes. Man. I be saying some stupid shit, but you know. Anyway, man, let's so you got your own record company and your own studio, right? You got like 2 studios, right?
Yeah, I got a couple of studios. Of course, you had the pre-production studio at the crib. But Headbutt Productions, that's the name of the label. And then it was really just something that I wanted to start after hard times, after we separated, of just wanting to continue on, wanting to do my own thing, taking my resources and taking everything I learned from Baldy and Knucklehead, and kind of just saying, man, I'm hungry, I want to do everything. If ain't nobody else trying to do it with me, okay, you ain't gonna stop me. I'm gonna do it. And that's actually how I got into learning how to engineer, because every time I'd go to a recording studio, you know, rather than paying the engineer all the money to get down, I'm sitting down with him like, okay,
learning how to do
what you doing, okay, what's that about? Okay, EQ, what's that? Oh, okay, okay, and boom, and then, you know, so now, you know, after 10 years of now in the game, it's kind of crazy to think that being 10 years out of football, I've been 10 years in the game of music. So it's just that's what it is.
Knucklehead Banger.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, man. Me and Woe cool, because just like Knucklehead Banger, we all Capricorns, man, and that's just, being a Capricorn, that's just our kind of our demeanor, man, and that old funny looking motherfucker. Nah, he gonna try to crack over. Y'all, Woe always try to crack. Woe's like, Woe and Knucklehead, man, them is like the funny comedians of the clique, man. So shouts out to the homies from Tactile, man.
Okay, yeah.
Check it out. What's up, E-Dog? Hit them all up.
Do you have any future projects you might be working on? Any shows coming up, or like, you know, what are you doing right now? And are you like working with any other artists? Like, you gonna have more features? Or like, how's the feature thing working? Who you networking with right now?
I'm still networking with everybody, man. But it's funny that you kind of asked that, because the next project that I got I'm slowly working on an album, and the album is actually going to be entitled "Coming Soon." And I decided to call it that because for the longest time I was always saying, "Yeah, man, the album is coming soon." And so I feel it's this time that after all this time, it's finally time to put it out now. And then the actual second album, actually, I put out a solo project solo single CD that I put out is gonna be coming soon. But I got a mixtape that I'm working on right now, man. That it's gonna be pretty hot too. It's gonna be pretty hot too. I got a lot more features this time, because this time I'm taking it and kind of expanding it. And I know a lot of cats are gonna be biting the idea of it, but me being an artist and being a producer, I get the blessings of getting to spit on some of my favorite beats, and then having some of my favorite artists and homies spit on some of my beats. Yeah. So this one is a collaboration of all the artists that I've had and worked with so far, and some of the homies that have had albums out. I'm collabing all of their joints, some of my favorite beats that I made and had them spit on. I got that on there, along with some of my favorite and hottest beats that's out right now that I'm killing. And so that's going to be a good look. That's coming out probably in about 3 months, man. And of course, DJ Lover J is hosting it again.
Okay. But he didn't throw me on.
Oh, man, you know what?
I'm not to put you on the spot on camera, but shit, man. Oh man, I mean this. Cause he's from my DJ Lover J's from my neck of the woods, man. Yeah. He's like, East Tanglewild, like exit 111, that's where I'm from.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man,
exactly.
and you know what I'm saying, I keep it connected, man. I like to keep it connected with 360-253-206.
Exactly.
I think what I'm saying. I think that whole situation is just a beautiful thing, man. It goes straight up and down the I-5.
Exactly. And I missed the
I-5 right here.
There's no way to rep it. But man, I definitely think that we're gonna be doing some work in the future, man. I heard this shit too, and you got some other shit too, man.
Appreciate
it. We definitely gonna be doing some work in the future, man. But this project, man, I got some of the homies from Cali up to Canada, really, from the Bay Area, New Be the Hustlers. A few features with them, namely my homeboy Mr. Cash, rest in peace. He had an untimely death, so I had to do my best and favorite features that he had on all his albums with the Newbies or Hustlers, and that was a blessing to be on their project, because I mean them cats is LA legends, and they got major features on their album like Meech Wells and all these major and they got other. He'll be as other producer, and they only got about 3 or 4 producers they got on there. Oh, really? So I show love to them by putting them back on this. Then I got the Scums from Seattle. This time I kind of on volume 1 I have more of my Tacoma homies. This time I'm kind of trying to show why I missed the I-5 and expand it. So I went down to Cali, I went up to Seattle, got the Scums. They Seattle legends up there in the Scumville doing their thing. Okay. I got a couple of Baldy's doing his thing. He's with the New Be the Hustlers, but I got him and a couple of his homies up from Canada. Big time producer Thrill, he's on there also. I'm trying to think who else is on there, but man, it's got some cool features on there, man. And that one, I'm liking that one right now too. And I've got so much stuff. I wish I could cram it all on the one little mixtape. But I'm already cutting and chopping songs as it is, so man. But man, we got a lot of things coming, man. I'm just trying to get back into it and get back out.
Well, I appreciate what you're doing, man, and I think you're doing a good job. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is like it's like an album type mixtape. So you know what I'm saying, and I know people get better as they progress. Yeah. So I'm kind of just waiting to see some new shit from this to that, And I'm excited about it, and I know a lot of people out there that have heard this because I played it for a couple people and they like the shit too. So hopefully, man, I can see some shows, see you performing at some shows, man. I mean, you know what I'm saying, this summertime, man. I mean, we're getting it cracking. So I mean, we're getting a lot of shows going. And I know people you fuck with, they're doing a lot of shows, so I want to see you on the posters.
Everybody's been requesting it, man, and I've been getting everything ready and getting it ready, so man, we about to get out there. But man, y'all can go to Facebook.com/HillBMusic. They got the ReverbNation.com actually /HillB. You can purchase the Back in the Game. iTunes, you can purchase my first solo project, Different Game, Same Aim.
Oh, okay.
That's on iTunes and also Reverb Nation. So I mean, man, we get.
I'm gonna have to go get that one. I gotta go on. That's iTunes, man. Look up He'll Be on iTunes.
He'll Be Different Game, Same Aim.
Yeah. All right, man. Before we get off here, man, I wanna talk to you about something because you said earlier in this interview that Eazy-E, your cousin's with Eazy-E.
Yeah.
And another cousin is Andre Nicotina.
Yeah.
Okay, now, you know, we just spoke about this when the camera was off. Like, I did an interview with DJ Lover J about Andre Nicotina.
Yeah.
About his whole transformation from Dre Dog to Andre Nicotina. Mm-hmm. And it was real interesting to me, Andre Nicotina as a person and a hustler, and you know, as just the ultimate grinder on the West Coast. Mm-hmm. You know, I think he's a legend in the underground world.
Yeah.
However, he kind of has, at least from what I see on the West Coast, he's got that status of a mainstream artist. You know what I'm saying? Because when he comes into my town, everybody goes to his show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Drake gets it in all over.
I thought that was interesting to hear his cousin.
Yeah.
And I also found it interesting. You said Eazy-E is your cousin.
Yeah.
And I just think that to be on the same bloodline as these great people, you know, that have had such a big impact on not just hip hop but people's lives. You know what I'm saying? Because Eazy-E had a big impact on a lot of people's in-depth lives, especially mine. Watching him in NWA, going to a solo career, watching him, you know, evolve, and then, you know, unfortunate situation with the, you know, having AIDS. You know, rest in peace to Eazy-E, dying from you know, a disease that just was not brand new but still kind of new. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate that happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know how, if you don't mind, like how did you feel about that at the time?
You know, it's still something that I really don't talk much about.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
but it's just a lot of funny stuff that I think that kind of, and you know, kind of believe that went on around Eazy-E's passing away. Unfortunate, you know, but I still don't really like to really speak on it because I don't know really for sure what happened. But you know, as family, man, I didn't get a chance to go to his funeral. My sister was right there. You know, I'm sitting right next to his mom at my grandfather's funeral, so he's family like that, you know. And Andre Nicotina, you know, that's family too. I grew up with Dre, you know, in San Francisco. Dre living in Banneker's. I'm in Fillmore down the street on D Street, you know, and that's before the Dre Dog and you know, and the transformation of Andre Nicotina and everything. But you know, being a hustler and a Bay Area legend, and man, you know, you feel that, man, you get to a point, you know, it's time to, you know, move on, expand, do more, you know, so I can't, you know. Yeah. And that's just, everybody got to transform and evolve, so.
Yeah, I feel that, yeah. Andre Nicotina, because I knew him as Dre Dog when I was, you know, young, and, you know, I mean, he was on a lot of people's, I mean, he fucked with a lot of people, and what I learned about him through DJ Lover J when I did that interview was that, you know, he owned all of his shit at an early time.
Yeah.
You know, from the labels and shit. I thought that was like real interesting because a lot of people, they just sign contracts and they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's like with you, you're doing your own shit. So you own all your shit, man.
Yeah.
So that's, you know, it's another thing to people trying to do shit.
That's a lesson straight from Dre. That's a lesson straight from Dre, man. When I first got in the game, like back in the late '90s, and I ran into Dre actually in Portland. He didn't even know I was in the music game back then, because I was still doing the underground thing. And ran into him then, and he was lacing me up on the game, and you know, let you know that it ain't really about all the record sales and all that. You know, it's about getting your grind on, getting the shows, getting around. You can go to any city, and he gonna get a big ass motherfucking following, and everybody's gonna be there buying all of his merchandise. So you know, man, and that's when. And doing it yourself, and doing everything yourself. Yeah. So that's when I kind of incorporated that and did all that stuff. And that kind of learned that earlier, because kind of tying back to the football thing, it was always about the more you can do. So that's why every football team I played for, I was all 3 linebacker spots. It's the more you can do. Now, engineer, engineer, producer, artist, and all that.
I think in the streets, and you kind of had quite a life, didn't you?
You know what I'm
saying?
I had enough experience in prison where I know I don't want to go back.
Right.
You know, but it's enough to learn and to teach you from your mistakes. You know, some people don't get that. That's a self choice. But you know, I for what I did and what I seen, and you know, the 2 years that I lost, you know, I don't want to lose that shit again.
Yeah. See,
and actually the 4 years if you count the 2 years probation afterwards. You know, so that shit took a long time, a whole, you know, a lot of my life away. A lot of wasted time too, and especially with the music game, because when I first went down in 2006, I had just the week before released Different Game, Same Aim. So when I went down, before I got sentenced, the judge was like, you're not allowed to do your music no more, because they actually thought my music was gang related. Oh, okay. And so the judge was like, oh, I listen to Ice-T. I know that gang music when I hear it, and you know, and it really was. My music ain't gang related. If you listen to my music, I ain't, you know, I ain't really like that, you know.
And Ice-T, that whole thing was like back in the way, you know what I'm saying?
So I tell you what kind of federal judge I had,
yeah.
You know, but I still took the bid, did it, and it's over, it's done. I walked it off.
Good, it's in the past, right?
Yeah, exactly.
One of my best friends actually, he's in prison. He's been in there for about almost 10 years now. Yeah. And you know what I'm saying, I hope that when he does get out, you know, Bilal Willis, I hope when he does get out, you know, that he has a good head on his shoulders like you. You know what I'm saying? Because I admire that a lot, because a lot of people make fucked up decisions afterwards.
Yeah, and it's about decisions though, because like one thing when I was inside, it was like college for me. Because I took it with that type of attitude. I'm taking every course I could take. Yeah. And I got all my awards at the crib right now from in prison. Going, you know, computer classes, business classes, Spanish classes. You know, I was, you know,
educated.
Exactly. I was taking that time. Music classes in there. I was, you know, it ain't doing your time. It ain't what they say. It ain't letting your time do you. It's you doing your time, and that's exactly what I did. And God, I maximized my time while I was in there. I wasn't in there just wasting and rotting. I was in there plotting. You
know what I'm saying? You've been through some ups and downs, man, and I really do respect that as a man. You know, so not just, you know, rapper, but as a person, man. I really do admire what you've accomplished, man. It's real cool. You know. Anyway, before we get off of here, man, you got any shout outs you want to give to anybody?
Man, shout outs to the whole West Coast, man. Philmo up to the 253. Shout out to Lakewood, the hood. Man, shout out shout out to everybody, man, because I can say I can shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody involved, especially the homeboy DJ Lover J. Yeah. Shout out to the whole Zulu Nation that was involved, Kings and everybody, Knucklehead Banger, Kitty Woo, 206 Zulu. Yeah. Cool Out Records. Shouts out to Knucklehead Banger, APP, All Production, everybody out there. Shout out to E-Dog, B Mello, Rhyme Cartel. Shout out to everybody, man. Peace.
Yeah. All right, man. It's Hill B. Back in the game. Look out for his next mixtape. It's going to be coming, and his albums and shows and all that shit. Yeah. All right, man. Thank you very much.
That's what's up, bro.
All right.
I swear, it's a party round